Like Vax
Face
Jesus?
front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, the podcast where we talk Marvel movies, merchandise, comics, and more. I am your host, Chris, a Boingo writer, Gaston, and with me, as always, in the bullpen is...
Jesus Christ himself, the Backhuminator, is here.
Alright. Fuck. I guess we're doing that gag. Guess we're doing that gag this week. Alright, fuck.
The audio for Buster was caught right when we went live, so I had to fucking reference it.
Yep. But, speaking of Buster, we have a person with us. Say your name and who you would like to be responded to.
I am Buster Corp. I guess I represent the imaginative competition because I made Vax Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But,
you're all forgiven of your sins, except for Larry. He knows what he did.
he sang about a water buffalo.
He sure did. Fuck that guy.
I just want to make sure, do we understand the joke I just made?
No.
No.
No, realistically, I would understand Buster not understanding the joke, but that, come on. Everybody has a water buffalo.
I only know one Larry, and that's literally Larry the Cucumber from...
That's Larry the Cucumber. It's the water buffalo song.
What episode was that? What tale were they doing?
No, it was just a random song in the middle of an episode, bud.
How come this is our second joke relating to a Christian thing?
Because we were raised Christian and we fucking mock it relentlessly.
Yeah, that's
I wasn't. Well, who is this we? Who is this we?
Yeah, he's talking about the white people in the chat, bud. He's talking about the white people here.
Okay, fair.
If you're white in America, there's like an 80% chance you watched VeggieTales as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But, speaking of VeggieTales, we got some stuff to talk about.
We sure do.
What
a smooth transition.
I know, I programmed it myself.
Is it gonna be like a Larry Boy reboot or something?
I mean, there has been one.
Yeah.
We should do that. We should do that next time there's no Marvel content.
Oh.
Mightiest Heroes, we're doing Larry Boy.
No.
Yeah.
You know what you guys should do? You guys should do fucking Bible Man on Twitch.
Yeah! Fucking Bible Man retro review segment. Let's go!
We're gonna die!
Be interesting to see both y'all's takes on the same thing. A very different mindset, you know?
Yeah.
But, speaking of Lords and Saviors, we gotta talk about... Hold on. My mouse died.
Eminem?
We gotta talk about The Watcher and Ultron.
Oh,
so you're just bypassing us. You're just leaving us on the side of the road because you
Fuck,
didn't
I
see
forgot.
it, huh?
Okay, hold on. Why don't I do this? I'm gonna leave the screen on here. I'm gonna take off my headphones, and you can just wave like this when you're done talking about spoilers.
How about double thumbs up? I think that's a more easy thing to do.
So I'm going to be here doing this until you guys give me a thumbs up, and I'll be back. Okay.
All right.
yeah.
So we're talking about Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the sequel to the 2001 all-star hit Venom that came out a couple of years ago. And Boingo, I don't even know if Boingo's seen the first one. We've never talked about that fucking movie. But yeah, I don't know. The first one, I remember liking it in that kind of way of like... Yeah, this feels like a movie from before the era of the MCU, but like a good one of those. It was enjoyable, it was fun. And this movie, I don't know what I was expecting beyond just like I was hoping they would ramp things up a little more in one direction or the other. Like I expected them to either go really serious because we're dealing with a serial killer or really silly because that's what people liked about the first one. It's just kind of the same tone all the way through, and it even starts in sort of media res to the point where it literally just feels like it's the same movie, and that might be I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. All I know is a lot of this movie just felt like a fugue state to me because a lot of it is like okay, this scene is cool, but I don't know how we got here from where we were. And like, I thought there were a lot of internal consistencies with the Carnage symbiote as a character. And it left me in this weird mood where like I got out of there and I was kind of like, film snobs always have this go-to analogy to fucking slag off the MCU of like, oh, it's the cinematic equivalent of fast food. It's like a trip to McDonald's. It's kind of filling, but it's not really that great. You're not going to remember it. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if I fully agree with that. But if it is, if we are going to take that for what it is, this movie is the cinematic equivalent of Burger King to the point where I'm just like, oh god, I hate that I did this. This has left me in such a weird state of being, and I don't want to do it again for a while. And I
I
came
could not
home.
disagree more, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, because like I came home and I started posting up my thoughts on this movie, and I just noticed that it put me in this weird mood of like I'm scrolling through Twitter, I'm going like, wow, everybody's just saying the same shit they always say. And I open YouTube and I'm like, oh god, there's a fucking billion videos I gotta watch today that are all the same as all the ones that have come before. And I remember I gotta do this podcast, and I'm like, I don't want to do the fucking podcast today, even though I went to see the movie for the fucking podcast. And it just left me in one of those weird moods that you get in sometimes where you're like, oh god, I'm lonely, I'm depressed, I hate everything, I'm sad all the time. I want to either kill myself or go back in time to before I discovered the internet was a thing and stop that from happening. But overall the movie was fine. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Buster, what did you think?
I freaking love this movie. I should probably, because you gave your context of what you thought of the first Venom, I should do the same. So,
Mhm.
one was like, for me, when I saw it, that was like 7 out of 10. But as I thought about it more, I was like, the more I like it. Yeah, the first act's a bit slow, but once it gets going, it gets going. It's super fun. It's got this, it's like, the way I describe these movies is that they're a great mix of comedy and edge, and that like fun, like PG-13 way, but it's still like an enjoyable movie. It doesn't feel like pandering. Like the bad mix of edge and comedy to me is the Michael Bay Transformers movies. But this is like the good version of this, like in a
Yeah, I
way.
definitely agree. There's nothing in here that feels like pandering, unless you count the post-credit scene, and even then, I'd be like, no, it's just naturally where this was going to go eventually.
Yeah, especially with given the well, we'll get to that soon, but I'll just finish my just talk about Let There Be Carnage. Like this movie, I was smiling. Like there's so many great jokes. Like I like there's a lot of wacky slapstick, but like still like good dialogue based humor with like Venom and Eddie interacting. I thought Cletus was like hilarious, like yet sadistic villain. Like I feel like I get why people like Carnage now, because this version of Carnage I like. He could, of course, comic adaptations, but I really
Mhm.
like this version of Carnage. I do agree, like that his like attitude. Although I did think it was like because it was pretty consistent with how like Shriek, Cletus's girlfriend, was like how she and Carnage didn't get along. Um,
Mhm.
you know, um, that was pretty good. There's just like it's just a fun movie. I kind of liked how Venom and Carnage didn't really interact until the final act. It kind of had more build up, and like it
Mhm.
let you see both these characters, it let them flesh out both of these characters. I will say I do like the movie being way shorter than your average superhero movie. It could have used an extra 10 minutes. Like
It's not that much shorter. It's 2 hours.
no, it's an hour and a half. This movie.
Really, Google said 2 hours, but all right.
Really? Maybe you're looking at the first one because the first one was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Um, because then there's like a story going on. Like, it was a big deal that this movie was gonna be 90 minutes. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'd say I do feel like they kind of did that just so to get some goodwill because I feel like Venom is kind of for like the opposite of the MCU in a way, which is gonna that's a funny thing to say because it's like there's like I'm not like it's how do I put this? It's not trying to like I feel I don't know what I meant by that. Maybe I'm just speaking out my butt. When I'm saying it's the opposite of the MCU, but like it feels different. It has this different feeling to it.
It's a feeling we haven't had in superhero movies in a long time of this is the only kind of thing like this in this universe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what I mean. It's not trying to set up any other movies. It's just trying to like be like, okay, like, oh, we want to adapt this comic storyline or this character. Let's do that while still expanding on what we liked about the first movie. Like this feels like back to like an X-Men 2 or a Spider-Man 2, you know?
Yeah, that's why I was saying like these movies very much have that pre MCU superhero feel.
Yeah. And there's
Though
not, and I do
go
it's
ahead.
it's very appealing, like that feeling, because the MCU is fine. Like I have my problems with it, but it's overall like just averages out to fine. But there's also just something appealing in just having like different products that still have Marvel characters on them in the market, like like a different feel, a different like tone, and I feel like Venom does that well. It's super fun, goofy, but you feel and I think the thing that describes this movie best is how they go about of the character of Cletus, because Cletus, he tries to give himself sympathy, but Venom and Eddie in the movie are constantly be like, nah, you don't deserve it. Like the final scene is like the greatest use of the final scene where of Cletus is like the greatest use of a PG-13 F Bob in movie history, in my opinion.
That was pretty good, I'll admit.
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite bits.
yeah,
That
like
and I think the biggest laugh in my theater was when Venom breaks Eddie's nose and goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me heal that so I can break it again."
yeah. They showed that in the trailer, but still, that was great.
Hmm.
Uh, like and like it's someone put it best. It's the best gay Spider-Man movie. Like,
Oh man, it's gonna be so weird having a like mid-30s Eddie Brock interact with a teenage Peter Parker.
oh, I guess that leads perfectly into the post credits stuff. All
Yeah,
right.
because like fucking Eddie got dimensionally shifted into the MCU.
Yeah. No, like I think this is why this happened. Please, this is just speculation. The first Venom made a ton of money, like
Hmm.
just as much as like a standard MCU movie, and like people people were not like the highest praise, but there's still an audience for it, especially in China where the MCU thrives.
Hmm.
So
I
I'm
also feel
guessing.
like it might have been done as like a compromise on
Oh yeah,
Kevin
because of
Feige's part.
The Spider-Man
Because
Sony thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like remember there was a time when the first Venom was about to come out and what's her fucking face from Sony was in
Um.
an interview going like, "Yeah, it's totally in continuity with the MCU." And Kevin Feige's looking at her like, "What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's not."
Yeah. That.
So I feel like the multiverse was brought in as like a happy medium for them.
Yeah. And just, they already had plans with like what if and stuff, so it just flowed naturally into those plans.
Mhm.
To do but yeah, I'd give this like an 8 out of 10. Like very solid movie. Probably the I'm not sure if it's higher or lower than Shang-Chi for me, but I think they're about the same for me.
I
Like,
definitely put it below Shang-Chi, honestly.
yeah. I'd still say The Suicide Squad is probably the best comic book film that came out this year.
Oh,
But who
there's
knows,
no
like,
debating that.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe Eternals will blow us all away, but I highly doubt it. Yeah,
We still got Eternals and we still got Spider-Man.
yeah. Oh, Spider-Man! I completely forgot. Oh, that
Yeah.
could be good if done well.
Is Morbius this year?
No, it was gonna be this year, but they delayed it, which
Okay,
is
okay.
probably a good thing because
That movie looks special. I'll put it that movie looks like it could be like the bad side of this feels like pre-MCU.
yeah, like Morbius looks like what I thought Venom was gonna be when it got announced.
Hmm. But
Anyway, yeah,
anything else
that's
to
all
say?
for Let There Be Carnage spoilers. Good movie. She Venom is I'm simp for her, and that's all I got.
I like how they gave her the exact same amount of screen time in this movie as the last one.
Yeah. It kind of felt like a fan servicey moment just because people like that
Mhm.
scene, so let's just do it again. But
I have
also
to
kind of
admit,
felt
I did really enjoy Venom and Mrs. Chang.
oh, that was great. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just love how they expand on these little details. Makes the world feel a bit more lived in. Like yeah, like I like great.
All right, get back in here, boing boing.
You're supposed to do a two thumbs up.
I am. I'm doing double thumbs up.
I'm looking at the VOD, like the current.
It's a bit delayed, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Boingo! Here, boingo, 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 boingo.
So you decided you couldn't do this podcast without me, boys, eh?
No,
That's
we just stopped
definitely what
talking
happened
about...
there. We didn't already agree on this shit.
I know.
Yeah.
Jokes. I have them because I am one.
Also, what's up, Drippy? You ready to shit post?
Yeah. Bionicle references in the chat. Let's go.
But in the meantime, now it's actually time to what
after
if.
we're done, Buster, I found a Bionicle image I think you'll be interested in.
Just post it in the chat and I'll tell you about it later.
No, I don't want your reaction on recording.
Okay.
Alright.
What if episode 8? What if Ultron won? Okay, because we've been tiptoeing around it. Vac, initial reactions. What's your reaction?
Alright. So here's the thing. I did not like this episode, and I realize my reason for not liking it is something that really only a small group of people are gonna have. A small group of people who are extremely nitpicky like me, which is that I really wanted this to be a straight anthology series. I really didn't want this to build to anything like the MCU always does. I wanted this to be the exception to the rule. And it's not. This episode is a big like, oh hey, shit's going down, and we're gonna have to put together a team of characters from the last few episodes to put a stop to it. And it's like, okay, all right, I guess.
Here's the thing. Realistically, we should have seen this coming.
Yeah, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most, honestly. Like, god damn it, they fucking did it again.
Yeah.
This is WandaVision all over again.
Because here's the thing. Drake, they were reviewing Venom, and I haven't seen it yet, so I didn't want major spoilers, even though I know, like, bits and pieces. But Marvel does have a multi-dimensional team.
Yeah,
Exiles?
somebody in Buster's server was theorizing we're getting Exiles.
Dude, probably.
And like, Captain Carter is on the newest incarnation of the Exiles.
And also wouldn't be that, like, Exiles are often associated with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
There's things you can do, there's things.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I love this episode. I do agree what's it called? Like the connection of the anthology is a bit lame. But oh my god, I like just the standalone episode of this. I freaking love it. It's so nutty. Like Ultron, he gets super powerful, and like his voice actor, I don't think it's the one from the movie. But
it's not James Spader. It's the guy who voiced Red Skull in Infinity War.
They did a great job replicating the cadence of James Spader, though.
Yeah, I just like the voice in general. It's a super cool voice in my opinion. And then we just get the most insane, like everything dies, and it's so cool. And then he becomes so powerful, he breaks through reality, and it's like, legit. I'm kind of pissed. Because I had this idea for the final arc of one of my OC series. I'm like, at least there's like a precedence for this now. At least I can better visualize that. So it's kind of personal thing, but it's just still super cool.
So you were writing an OC series about Superboy Prime?
Mate.
I don't know. It's a long story.
But I liked it. Because it was just like, oh, it's a neat exploration of just the character of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Without having to conflict with any of the thing. It's just like pure, alright, cool. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And if we're polar opposites, Drippy, we definitely have a lot of opposing opinions these days, though.
Yeah. Like, besides, friends can still be polar opposites, but... You know, I also think the animation in this episode was really good. Like, the fight between the Watcher and, like, the old Hyper Ultron or whatever they're gonna call him.
Infinite Ultron.
Yeah.
Infinite Ultron, yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom.
I do agree with everyone though. We need a Marvel Legends of that suit design.
Oh man, we need. Should it be a Marvel Legends or should it be a Build-A-Figure so we can have the head that has the like cowl that we can like.
A Build-A-Figure would be good. Like maybe a whole second What If wave is in order. Like fucking. Yeah. I also kind of want Battle Armor Watcher from this episode.
Yeah,
I mean, we are getting 10 more episodes of What If, so I think there's more.
Very much so. A lot of people became Jeff Johns OCs. That's just the way Jeff Johns likes to write.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Jeff.
Jeff Johns.
Not good old Jeff.
I feel like Jeff was probably the Bendis of DC until DC bought Bendis.
How do you buy Bendis? How do you buy human beings without it?
They bought his exclusive contract for Marvel, which.
Okay, but like the way you said like they just like they own the entirety of the Michael Bendis franchise.
Yes, Ultimate and is a DC Comics property. I'll have you know.
But I thought this was cool. I thought something that was like when he went full Infinite Ultron in the barrier of the multiverse. I was like, damn, he looks like a Digimon.
He did kind of look like Gallantmon, yeah.
Yeah. I also like the way they kind of visualized them breaking through multiverses.
Oh, that was so good. Like it kind of gives me a bit of Spider-Verse vibes, but then again, like I can see this animation style is trying to ape Spider-Verse on like a TV budget.
It's also very in line with the way the intro looks.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing, dare I say.
I mean, realistically, there's not a super ton very in depth to talk about this episode because it makes the most sense out of anything. Like, you don't have to bend your logic for anything of it. It's just like, if Ultron won, he'd kill the planet.
Yeah. And then the multiverse.
Which I gotta say, like, everything with Clint and Natasha was probably my least favorite shit in this episode. I just couldn't bring myself to care about them, especially because it's like, they, of all people, are the last survivors?
Because they were normal people, and the rest of the Avengers were probably like, yo, we need you back here just in case shit goes south, so we're going to take all the heavyweights over to fight Ultron.
Maybe. I think my favorite scene in the whole episode is when fucking Thanos gets mooked.
Oh, that was hilarious. I was laughing so hard.
I love that that's become a meme format.
Like, I was laughing so hard when, Thanos just came in and then just, Ultron just split him in half. I was laughing. I was afraid I was going to go insane or lose breath.
I love how What If is doing to Thanos what years of comics have done to Thanos, which is really add a layer of, who the fuck are you, bud? Why you doing this?
Like, legit, one of my favorite moments in modern Marvel is just that issue of Squirrel Girl where her and Galactus talk about how lame Thanos is.
Thanos.
I might need to read Squirrel Girl now.
That's also like an old universe, isn't it? I can't remember.
No, that's main universe. Unbelievable Squirrel Girl is what I'm talking about. I think it's issue 3 or 4.
I know, yeah, but in Yasaki, Digimon is peak design. It's so good.
Digimon is very hit or miss, but when it hits, it hits. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just it's a spectacle episode. I do agree, the Natasha and Clint stuff. I felt like I was on a roller coaster, but then I got to a small part, very slow part when they showed up, and I was like, "Whoa, back on the roller coaster! It's so fun and it's nutty and it's love it."
There's some nice
really
parts with that.
Interesting to see what the team they set up for next week will be, because we know from previews and this episode, Dark Doctor Strange and Chad 4 are going to be on it, and I'm guessing we'll get Captain Carter, but I could see 1 or 2 more as well.
Also, I think T'Challa, Star-Lord T'Challa is going to be on there because of a commercial that kind of leaked it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because there was like a car commercial showing Captain Carter and T'Challa like on like a deserty planet, working together. So, yeah.
Could be. Overall, do you think this is just going to be the rest of What If, or do you think?
I think this is just the season 1 finale because we do got another season of stuff to go through.
No, what I mean is the rest of the What If of this season.
Well, there's just like one more episode left.
Oh, I thought you said there was some. Oh, whatever.
Well, we have another season left, but like it's just like because the way they said it was like we're doing all like of the phase 1 through 3 Marvel films, and the first like 10 or 9 episodes of season 1, and then the next batch we're gonna take a break so we can let Hawkeye or whatever the next MCU thing do its thing.
Seasonal break. Okay.
Yeah.
But
what if season 2? What if Hawkeye didn't stay in New York?
Oh, so gripping.
Whoa.
And Drippy, I'll say this about Digimon Tamers. He wasn't one at the time, so I say go ahead and watch it. Just don't watch any of the recent material.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, so thanks for sharing.
Yeah, the best way to put it is he did a boomer and went off the deep end in recent years.
Oh, nice.
So he wasn't that way when he was writing Tamers, but they recently did like an anniversary radio show stage thing where the Digimon Tamers literally fought the concept of cancel culture.
Vac just left.
We just killed Vac.
He just raptured out of existence.
Buddy. Oh, buddy, pal.
That's the best shit I've ever heard of.
Yeah. It can get
was
that way.
Pretty cringe.
Also, I'm pretty sure I just woke my mom up.
Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aki. He did a boomer. He did what a bunch of old people are doing, which is
The pandemic claimed a lot of old lives.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
I would still say Digimon Tamers is good.
No, Digimon Tamers is Kino.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what the fucker's done since then. Just like Harry Potter is Kino, it doesn't matter what Rowling has done since then.
Harry Potter has slightly less of Kino.
Yeah.
Okay,
Harry Potter is raw. Can we agree it's raw?
It's okay.
No.
I will say this: Harry Potter is good for what it was at the time, but things have improved so much that it kind of looks worse in comparison.
That what Boingo said.
Because remember, after Harry Potter, we got Percy Jackson.
Still haven't read Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson is the fucking best.
Also, technically, Owl House is a better like Harry
We're talking
Potter,
about books here.
No. Owl House is a better Little Witch Academia. Little Witch Academia is a better Harry Potter.
Do I have? No, I don't have. I only have the.
We went so off the deep end. This is just a bonus episode of components at this rate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no. Hold on. I dropped.
Fuck being on topic, honestly.
Fuck topics. I don't think they're that hot anyhow.
My God. Mate,
you thought you knew me.
You are a thought.
Oh. So do you fellas want to just talk about the toys while I dip for a bit?
We can. Do we have any other thoughts about What If?
Said my piece.
Same.
I like the explosions in the Captain Marvel fight.
I forgot to talk about the Captain Marvel. Like, they just go to the core of the Earth. That's just of the
Xandar.
planet. That's Xandar. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. It's just whoa. It's so cool.
See, yeah, Drippy. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of things that do the Harry Potter thing better. So, it was good for what it was. We have better things now. Just like I don't complain. I completely understand when people don't vibe with like older bands like the Beatles or Rolling Stones or the Who, because yeah, no, they laid a foundation, but other bands did it better.
Well, remember, the only reason we're so tall is because we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, but when those shoulders are also a little weak in the plot, and are also rife with overt liberalism of the highest degree of the Clinton era dumbness.
Fair enough, but that's also how a lot of us got introduced to those concepts.
No,
and
no, no, no,
later
no. Here's
internalized them in a healthier manner.
No. Liberalism is okay, dude. Hold on, I'm just gotta fucking explain.
Oh my god, we're fucking in political science class now.
No, here's this the briefest idea. What you're talking about is progressivism. The Bernie Sanders idea, right?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is Bill Clinton. Harry Potter is fucking Bill Clinton, which is, hey,
I thought that was Monica Lewinsky.
No, it's fucking Bill Clinton. Which is, if we do nothing,
Buster, I saw that.
everything will work itself out in the end. That's why they didn't have this big climactic fight with Voldemort at the end. He just died. Because they did nothing and stood for nothing, and the bad thoughts went away. That's the way to put it.
I feel like I'd have to reread the ending to think about that, because it's been a while. And the fucked up thing about the movies being so popular...
Thank you, Aki.
The fucked up thing about the movies being so popular is that, like, all I can remember about the ending now is the fucking beam fight from the movie.
Yeah. But it's just it's a variety of factors. It's just like, here's a question. What did Harry Potter... Yeah, I do watch Philosophy too. What about it, bud? She's a cutie.
She is a cutie.
Just a question to leave you off on that thought. What does Harry Potter believe in?
I mean, he's a generic protagonist. I don't think he believes in anything.
Yeah.
Except being good.
And and you want to know how he thinks, oh, I can be good. He wants to become a cop. He doesn't think about destroying the systems that caused Voldemort. He doesn't think about fighting the racism at its root cause. He just goes like, oh, racism's kind of bad. Fuck Slytherin. He doesn't address the actual problems of it. He doesn't think about them that way. He just goes like, it'll sort itself out.
I don't know. The only thing that ever struck me weird about those books is how fucking Rowling chose to depict a young man in love, which was, oh, whenever Harry kisses Ginny, a monster roars up from his chest. I'm like, the fuck kind of dudes you been dating?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Among Us, and I was like,
but in the meantime,
Buster, I'm gonna give you this one warning. You reference Among Us again when we're not trying to bring it up. I'm gonna have a problem with you, son.
It's gonna cause a real impact. A Genshin impact.
I thought we were gonna cause the third impact.
Oh no!
I'd rather be going for an impact at this point.
Is that gonna flip? Like a world flipper?
I actually downloaded that game. Still haven't played it yet.
It's good. I've been enjoying it. It's one of the funnest gacha games I've played in a long time.
And there's video game talk. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Oh no!
But in the meantime, before you kill yourself, we're gonna have to solve the problem. Whodunit? Where DC's announcing Human Target?
Yeah, Tom King got a Human Target series off the ground. It's going to be his speciality, a 12-issue miniseries focusing on this one character and a bunch of other more well-known characters that surround him within the DC universe, specifically the Justice League International. It's going to be him and the Justice League International trying to solve a murder mystery. And I think this is a really cool concept from Tom King. It's very unlike stuff he's done in the past, but it feels very natural for him.
When's the last time Human Target was in comics?
I mean, he's been around. Like, he'll show up for little bit parts here and there. He's kind of like Constantine in that way, but I don't think he's had like a solo series in a very long time.
And his whole gimmick is he's just like a bodyguard crossed with James Bond.
He's the world's best bodyguard.
Okay. Yeah, no. Tom King in 12-issue series, name a better combo.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we should all jump on this issue 1. It's going to be really interesting to read.
Especially because it has the international crew, and like, I vibe with those. I vibe with that cast, you know.
I mean, who doesn't love a team that's ostensibly led by John Jones?
Yeah. Next up, we have some Beast Kingdom figures.
Yeah, getting into the toy news with probably the most kind of out of nowhere reveal of this week, which is just that Beast Kingdom is continuing their 8-inch line, their premium 8-inch line with Batman: The Dark Knight Returns figures of Batman and Carrie Kelly Robin, and they look pretty solid.
Yeah, they look really good. I like that Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, it's probably the best Carrie Kelly there's been. Though I don't think I've seen any reviews of the Mafex. Yeah, I dig the way these look. It's obviously not looks I'm extremely attracted to, and the scale for this line has always been slightly wrong for me. But I dig this kind of weird direction that this line is veering off into, where it was very current stuff for a while, and now it seems like they're kind of bopping all over the place. So I'm into what Beast Kingdom is doing right now.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. It just looks really good. And if you're a fan of Dark Knight Returns, yeah. Oh, it also has a Old Man. Oh no, that's the Mafex one.
Yeah.
Someone talked about posted a Mafex one in the bottom. Ooh, that's the thing that this guy doesn't have. He doesn't have the thigh pouch.
Yeah, that might be coming in a later version.
Maybe.
I could see them doing that.
I just totally associate this Batman with the thigh pouch. You know.
Yeah. It's not a very prevalent Batman thing, I think.
The only other Batman I can think of that does that is Azrael.
Yeah.
I can't remember his actual name. I only remember his second.
Jean-Paul Valley.
Jean-Paul Valley. So we got some Mezco news.
Yeah, Mezco held their Collector Con over the weekend, and they revealed a few 112 collective things, which, first off, there's going to be a 2-pack of a 66 style Batman and Two-Face, which is very, very cool. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't believe it's in that article because that's a day 1 roundup. But they also showed, and I posted it in your server, they're doing a 112 collective Doctor Doom to go along with that Fantastic Four box set, which is super exciting.
I scrolled down a little bit and I got some day 2 roundups. We got
Dr. Doom. There's right Doctor Doom.
Oh, man, so
obviously these aren't the full solicitations. They're just announcement glory shots to get us excited. We'll probably get full solicitations by December, I would say. But as is, very, very solid stuff. The only thing about the Collector Con this year I was surprised by was just that they teased Robin at the last one. I figured we would see Robin get a reveal here. So interesting. I'm wondering where that's at. But
these 112 Ranger figures look cool.
Yeah, they look solid. I saw a lot of people saying that the helmets look photoshopped on Twitter. And I can kind of see it, but also that's just like the dissonance you're going to get when you're putting a painted plastic helmet on top of a cloth bodysuit.
Yeah, okay, I have a server. I think it's, if you go into the description, it's under like my little social heading. Should be there. Yeah, we posted.
Yeah, it's in the description of all our videos.
That's where me, Vac, and Snowcone from Components post all of the toy stuff and wrestling stuff, so we don't cloud up any other server.
Yeah, it's primarily the I post a wrestling thing in the hopes of getting a reaction out of Boingo chat.
Yeah. I mean, there's also, like, a shitpost dump and aesthetics, which I'm still really proud of. That's one of my favorite fucking chats we have going right now.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Good desktop background fodder.
Oh, yeah. I've been super getting into liminal spaces. That's where all those things that I've been
all
posting.
those fucking abandoned arcades.
God damn. Name a better aesthetic than an abandoned arcade.
I probably could, but like I don't have the brain power right now.
Oh, speaking of having no brain power, Deadpool.
Yeah, there was a teaser picture for this last week, and now we have the official full solicitation of SH Figuarts movie Deadpool, which looks really, really good. I like the way it looks. It's clearly based off of more the Deadpool 2 suit because there's a slight difference in the shoulder pad and I believe the boot paint compared to what the movie 1 suit looks like. But it does look like a very solid representation of that character as far as Figuarts goes. I like that they made the shoulder pads clearly a very separate, higher up piece to get more of that inward chest articulation so they can do the kind of poses where he's got his hands on his face.
Yeah.
However, you'll notice something about this figure. That's it. It doesn't come with any guns.
No, comes with a ton of hands.
Yeah, a ton of hands. All the stabbing weapons you could possibly want, but no guns for some odd reason.
I don't know.
He even has like the space where he has gun holsters in the movie on his thighs, but they're just not there.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna do a second release with more accessories. Like, this is the base version, and they're gonna do a Bandai Premium with, like, here's, like, 30 more accessories to go with it.
Potentially, I could see that.
Also, something I never... like, I've always appreciated in the costume design, but I've never had a chance to say it. I love how they use the belt buckle to make the Deadpool logo.
Mm-hmm. That's always been really cool, in my opinion.
Because they just incorporated the aspects of the buckle to make it a buckle, and just made it look like the Deadpool logo. Like, oh man, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I always appreciate that.
It's a great costume. It's one of the best
interpretation
costumes, I'd say.
It is genuinely one of the best superhero costumes put to film.
Especially as far as like Fox stuff goes, which Fox X-Men especially is notoriously bad at nailing comic accurate costumes.
Yeah, and even when they do get something that looks really good in comic evocative, they don't do it.
It's there for like a split second. I'm still mad, even though like barely anybody saw that movie. I'm still mad they didn't have the suits from the end of Apocalypse in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Those were so good looking.
But I'm also thinking of, like, remember the fucking Wolverine mask from the end of the Japanese Wolverine?
Yeah.
Man, that looks good. Hey, Aki, we all love Deadpool's crotch.
Yeah, Deadpool's got a nice crotch. Don't hate.
Yeah. But, no, like, MCU is 90% there most of the time.
Mm-hmm. There's a few costumes that I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
No, it's not even, like, I never have a problem with a full costume. I always have a problem with, like, one aspect of the costume, like, Captain Marvel, I wish the sash was a little bit bigger and flowier. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was...
could see that.
War Machine, I kind of want him to be a little bulkier, a little bit more tank-like.
Really? Because I hate... Like, to me, War Machine got way too bulky as things gone on.
See,
the way I see War Machine, they nailed his look in Iron Man 2, and then they just kept fucking with it every movie after that. And I kept going like, no, it's worse. It's worse. It's worse than when I last saw it. Stop!
I like a bulky War Machine, though. Because I like it better when there's a very distinct visual difference between Iron Man and War Machine.
Fair enough. I'll tell you one suit, another suit where it's like, Okay, I'm not mad that they kept changing it because most of the other suits are good, but like I'm the weird guy who thinks the suit Steve had in Avengers 1 should have been the suit he kept for most of the movies.
No, he needs the fucking dragon scales.
I mean, you could just add the dragon scales on top of that.
No, like I really enjoy the progression from Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame.
Why is Star-Lord's costume offensive, Aki?
I mean, I don't know. I like it. It looks like the 2005 2006 revival of Star Lord,
Hmm.
which is what they're basing it off of.
Is it just that it's not classic Star-Lord? Like his big fucking stupid button-up military jacket?
With the big pointy helmet. You know what I kind of hope we get for Guardians 3? I hope we get bisexual icon Star Lord.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get bi-icon Star Lord.
Hell yeah.
Fucking make Chris Pratt play a bisexual man. That'd be fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Bisexual polyamorous man.
Mm-hmm.
Because he left a polycule in an alternate dimension, and it's heavily hinted that he's starting up a new polycule with Gamora and Nova.
Speaking of polycules, I was at my vintage toy store the other day, and the guy there, who's a huge Marvel Legends collector, apparently he finally read Hoxpox and some of the stuff after it. He said he mostly liked it, but he didn't like the polycule thing because he thought it destroyed the everything he liked about those characters, which was them constantly fighting over each other.
Oh, hey, we got a dickhead.
Yeah, let's deal with that. I'm modded.
Yeah, I can't deal with it from slobs. Yeah. Gross.
They're timed out, and if they come back, we're gonna ban them.
Okay, we tried. We're trying to get it dealt with, man.
Yeah.
This is the first time this has happened on YouTube.
Yeah, how about that? We're coming up in the world.
Because I got a couple bots the other day on Twitch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Finally, they're catching on to us.
Only 2 bots. That's the worst part. Can I just briefly go on a fucking other content mini rant? My character, my VTuber character, is a robot. And there's still a bot problem going on Twitch. So whenever I want to raid someone, I can't just go like, bot invasion, because I'm a robot. I have to be very specific. So I don't freak people out.
Wow. All right. Well, shall we move on to the Hot Toys news?
Yeah, why don't we talk about some Earn Month 3?
Yeah, this is a really weird choice in my opinion because this is the Iron Man free Silver Centurion armor up version, which means it's meant to look like Tony is in the process of putting the armor on. So it's an incredibly specific look.
Yeah. It is getting to the point where they're just going like, what other things can we make a toy out of?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to that Star Trek, Star Wars problem of like that background character.
Yeah, because like I was a fan of when they initially went through and did like we're making all of the armors from the House Party Protocol, but now going back and doing shit like this, I'm just like, who's gonna buy that other than like the most die-hard, rich as fuck Iron Man fan, or like a toy photographer who really wants to take that picture?
Shouldn't have been a toy. This should have been a statue.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it is a statue already.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. They want to make it. People will buy it. Ain't the end of the world. It ain't the end of the world, though.
And
We got one more hot toy to talk about.
Yeah.
It's your boy. It's
Buster, come back! It's your boy. I don't know if Buster's actually listening.
no, they probably went AFK for a bit.
We have Hot Toys, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and this thing looks way better than it has any right to, in my humble opinion.
That's a good looking Carnage.
It's like I will say I did like the movie design. I liked the way they animated it. I was just looking at it going like, how the hell do you turn this into an action figure? It's gonna look so segmented and weird, and it looks like it's a lot of part swapping, but also some really clever ways of hiding the joints. Like you can hardly tell there's a shoulder or a fucking what's the word, elbow joint there.
Yeah.
Also, it comes with a extra head for Eddie. That's kind of a spoiler because he only does that face once during the final battle.
I do like how it's trying to replicate the half spider head.
Mm-hmm.
Question, because I don't think this would be a spoiler. Did they go with the animated, he's an arsonist, or did they go with the comic, he's a serial killer?
No, he's straight up a serial killer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I haven't seen any spoilers about Let There Be Carnage. My dumb brain goes like, oh, they fucking brought in Null somehow. And I'm just going like, Null.
My lips are sealed.
Because
the thing about you is I can never tell if you want me to spoil you or not.
Yeah. But no, like, I can just, like, imagine, like, it's almost the final scene, and, like, yeah, Buster is AFK. It's almost the final scene, and, like, they're fighting, and as they're fighting, Carnage's face slowly turns into a spiral.
That would have been cool, but I can confirm that that specific thing does not happen in the movie.
That's fine.
What we got you real quick. What did you think of the first Venom? Because I said while we were talking about this
I haven't seen the first Venom.
Okay, because that was my thing. Was like I don't think Buster or I don't think Boingo and I have ever talked about that movie. I don't know what he thinks of it.
No, I have not seen the first Venom.
We should do a movie night sometime. You, me, and Buster watch both of them once they're both out on VOD.
Yeah. No, when Venom was first being shown around, I was always one of those people that was like, Venom without Spider-Man, that, And then I read Donny Cates, and I was like, you know what, fuck yeah, whatever, Venom can be separate from, Spider. Oh, you don't have anything to say about Carnage?
Yeah, Hot Toys Carnage. But no, the first one. I won't spoil my opinion on the second one, but the first one was really fun. And like the interesting thing about the second one, something I think you'll get a pop out of, the arc of the main hero arc is just the Venom symbiote trying to get the term lethal protector over with Eddie Brock.
Fuck yeah! God damn it. You know what would really get a pop out of me if they went full Lethal Protector and they went like, oh, there's a secret Victorian town of homeless people underneath San Francisco.
That would be fucking amazing if that's the plot of the third one instead of Noel.
Yeah, no, I've never read the Flash Thompson run. I respect the Flash Thompson run immensely, but I haven't read Flash Thompson.
Honestly, I kind of want to read everything Venom's starting at Flash Thompson because I've just been checked out of that whole character for a very long time. For me, Venom lives in my head as they were in the 90s cartoon. Like I think of Venom as like one of the cooler Spider-Man baddies.
Yeah.
But I have been enjoying these movies.
And also like me trying to regale you with the Donny Cates iteration of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Which is damn near something completely different.
Yeah.
But now that's all the toy and other news things. And unless Buster wants to make any mention or look at Carnage, where he can start talking about comics.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, did you think it looked cool?
oh, it looks cool, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's probably like a $400 figure.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be expensive.
Fucking Hot Toys.
But no, we got 12 comics to talk about this week. Donny Cates is fucking great, and I love his run. I cannot wait to see what other people do with the status quo he set up. I'm a big Donny Cates fan. If this podcast will do anything to prove that, because we got 12 books to talk about. 3 of them Vac read. The rest were mine. Buster didn't read any comics this week, so.
Oops.
So this is the Buster asks questions about a weird plot point portion of the podcast. This is back issues where Buster's fucking Ethan and Ben, and we're Sal and Tiffany.
Yeah. Fuck, that makes me Tiffany.
Fuck, that makes me Sal.
Fuck, that means we're married.
I mean, like, that much was obvious. I love you, friend.
Friend. No, because we're gonna get to a book and you go like, of fucking course you read that. But we're not starting with that book. We are starting with Hey V, tell me about Superman 78.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid one. I really enjoy how, like, because again, this is an alternate history, where like it's a direct sequel to Superman 78. It's not taking any of the sequels to that movie into account. So we open on this issue. Lex has just gotten out of prison. He's on parole, and he's trying to get a job at Cord Industries.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm. We don't actually see Ted Cord because he's interviewing in like a stuffy cubicle area, and like this sort of older surly black woman is just like going over his resume and talking about all the stuff he's been through, while he keeps just going like, yeah, and I'm the greatest criminal mind of our time, like he did in the movie. And she's like, yeah, that's great. I think we can find a place for you in the Cord Industries family. Do you have any cafeteria experience? And he just makes a face and walks out.
That.
And he goes to his apartment, and Superman's there, and he's basically like, oh, you're breaking and entering, get the hell out of here. And he's like, who do you think got you early parole? I believe in second chances, jackass. Now, I know you're super smart. Take a look at this robot head I have. Tell me what's up with it, please and thank you. And he's like, I guess I can. And Superman leaves, and we see that he's got a secret laboratory in his apartment, and it looks like he's building the power armor.
Damn, that's cool.
Like, full on, we see the green chest plate. So
they're doing a bunch of comic book sequels and spin-offs of their classic live-action adaptations. When are we going to get the 6-issue miniseries sequel to Steel?
I don't know, but I would like that, honestly. Like, make that movie make sense, please and thank you. Then we have a really cute kind of classic interaction between Lois and Clark. Cut back to Lex looking at the robot head, and it ends up sending off a signal that allows Brainiac to find where Earth is, and Brainiac shows up, sends some drones out to look for Superman, because it's very much classic preservationist Brainiac, where he considers Superman being a Kryptonian on Earth to be, oh, there's an invasive species. I need to remove him before he damages the environment. And Superman goes up to confront him, and he's able to deal with the drones very easily, but eventually Brainiac just goes, all right, this is too much of a hassle. I'm just going to fucking nuke the planet so I don't have to deal with this. And he's like, and Superman, of course, just goes, hold on a fucking second. How about you just take me and leave them the hell alone? And we're left off there at the end of the issue with everybody looking on in sort of shock and despair as he says, I surrender.
All right.
So, fairly solid issue, I'd say.
So I read through all the X-Men Infinity comics.
Of course he did.
The first little Wolverine story written by Jonathan Hickman was solid. And it's starting a new series with Nature Girl, where she's basically
Who's Nature Girl?
she's a mutant with antlers, and she can talk to animals.
Oh, I didn't know Sweet Tooth was in Marvel.
To an extent, yeah. But she finds a fucking turtle who's choking on like a grocery bag, and she sees the grocery bag, and so she takes a portal to America, to the grocery store, and just like talks to the manager and goes like, "What the fuck you think you're doing, letting this garbage getting everywhere?" And he's like, "What the fuck you on about, girl?" And she just like beats him up.
Nice.
And then the cops come, and they send the dog in after her, and she talks to the dog, and the dog goes like, "The fucking turtle died? Fucking bullshit, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Fuck the police, I'm with you." And so they run away. And that's the end of that part.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's about it. And I read Sword, issue 8.
Ooh, some Storm up in this shit?
Oh, and this is a Storm-centric issue.
Ooh.
Where
Ooh.
it's basically dealing with Sword being the regent of Araco.
Mm-hmm.
And just going through basically the hazing period with the Iraqians. Where they're like, "Yo, you might be in control of all this shit, but you're from Earth. You're from Krakoa. You ain't shit. You ain't hard. Who the fuck do you think you are?" And Storm looks at the motherfucker who's been harassing the Hellions, because he's the one saying all this, and goes like, "All right, fight me, bitch." And he goes like, "All right, cool. We do the ritual combat here in Araco. We'll fight." So they go to the fucking arena. They fight. He hits Storm with a thing that fucks her up physically and gets rid of her powers. And he goes like, "There, now you don't have any powers, now you can't be the regent, now you can't serve on the council, all that kind of stuff, and you can't fight me because I'm super powerful." And she takes out a knife and just fucking stabs him and goes like, "You thought, bitch." And he goes like, "What the fuck?" And she just goes like, "Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep doing that until you fucking surrender." "Okay, I surrender. Alright, cool. You're gonna give me my powers back now." "What?"
More than one way to skin a cat.
"Yeah, you're gonna give me my powers back now. Why?" And she just smiles at him, and he goes like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, here's your powers back. I'm sorry."
Also, Buster dipped, as is tradition when we start getting into the comic stock.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no. Good. If you just want a solid, like, I want to see Storm doing Storm shit, it's like, it relates to the other Sword issues, but it's not, like, super heavy into it. So this is a good, like, little one-shot if you want to see some Storm.
Yeah. Aki, if you're still listening, go post the meme.
Now I gotta fucking explain Amazing Spider-Man 74, Legacy number 875. Okay. In fact, hold on. I am going to use fucking extra material for this.
Oh, no.
I am going to pull up the comic.
Okay. I thought you were going to pull up the wiki.
No. I'm pulling up the comic. So the comic starts with just a reprint of the page from the issue where Harry Osborn dies. It's Harry Osborn dying in the ambulance. As we see Harry Osborn wake up in hell. Of basically Mephisto going like, "Hey, by the way, your dad sold your soul. It's mine now. Fuck you." Because he's basically going like, "I tried to do good at the end. Does that count for anything?" It's like, "Yeah, no, that counts. If your dad didn't sell your soul, you were fucked either way. It doesn't matter." It's like, oh. As we see Spider-Man fighting with the last remnants of the Kindred thing. And Mary Jane comes in, does all the stuff, blah blah blah. As they fight the Kindred, and it's revealed that both of the fucking people from Sin's past were Kindred, and they were doing all this stuff. Okay. And we get one final gamble between Mephisto and Doctor Strange of basically like, all right, you pick 2 champions, I pick 2 champions. Whoever wins, I get your soul. If I win, I get your soul. If you win, things are null. The contracts are done. All that kind of stuff. As Spider-Man's fighting the 2 kindreds, all that kind of stuff. He told Mary Jane to get out of there. As Harry, realizing that he's actually a clone, so I got to deal with that now. As he basically gears up in goblin gear. Not like costume. He just grabs the pumpkin bombs, the satchel, and the glider, and goes like, maybe all I was doing was putting them in more danger, but now they're going to be good use when I face Kindred, not as a goblin, but as Harry Osborn. Basically saying like, he's moved past that. He's giving him the full hero moment. So at the end, Norman Osborn and Mary Jane are just watching Spider-Man get beat to shit because they can't do anything. Norman doesn't have any goblin powers right now. As Harry busts in and saves Spider-Man at the last minute, and they start going on the warpath fighting the two baddies. Okay. So it's fight scene, character interaction, all that kind of stuff. Harry realizes that Sun's Pass isn't, because he wasn't there, so all that kind of stuff is going on. And Norman goes like, yo, this is none of their fault. You're angry at me because I abandoned you. Face me. And they're like, it doesn't fucking matter. We hate them just as much. And even then, even if you say you're not our dad, it's just a lie. You're just lying to get them out of trouble. So fuck you. But it's enough time to give Harry and Peter a second breath, and they start fighting again. They tell Norman to take Mary Jane out of here, and then all the kerfuffle. Norman's about to die, about to be stabbed through the chest. Harry takes it for him, basically going like, yo, you're a shitty asshole, but I'll still try and be a good person. And Harry goes like, it's okay, Pete. This was how it's supposed to be. A little on the fucking nose, ain't it, Nick? You think you're clever, Nick?
Can you turn off my camera for a minute? I think I need to go get a Tylenol.
I'll stop a moment while you get that Tylenol, buddy.
I saw what you did, fucker.
I was trying. I couldn't see you come back yet. So I was checking.
Oh, well, I don't have any water. What the fuck? I drank all my water. When did that happen? God damn it! I'll be right back.
All right. See you in a minute. Hey, chat. How you doing? I have not seen Squid Game, Drippy, and I'm not certain I'd like it. You know, I'm just not a big fan of, like, down and dour storytelling. Like, I get it has its purpose, and I understand it brings some people catharsis, but it's just not my jam. I'm not a fan of it. I just don't vibe. Yeah, no. It's hard to describe how I feel about this, because on one level I go like, alright, cool, it wrapped up all his plot lines, I understand what he was trying to do, and then it's just like...
the end result? What are we fucking left with?
Okay, we'll get into it. So, Harry dies, Spider-Man gets the fucking thunder back, he starts fighting Kindred again, all the things, blah blah blah. He's going like, Harry was a good man, fuck you, blah blah blah. But Spider-Man's getting beat down to hell, and he gets thrown into some rubble, and Mephisto's going like, ah ha ha, this is where Spider-Man's at his normal, where he's pushed to his limit. But going so far so often, sometimes Spider-Man can't fucking deal with it. So he's just kind of short of hope. So he's just gonna fail. And Doctor Strange goes like, yeah, but bitch, I picked 2 champions. And Mephisto goes like, yeah, one of them already died. Harry died. And Doctor Strange goes like, no, that's not my second champion. As Mary Jane reaches through the rubble and pulls Spider-Man out of it.
That's a little trite, but okay.
I know. And the fight scene's over because the Kindred clones, because remember, they're fast-aging clones, are dying and basically going like, hey, we're no longer useful. We're gonna die. And they basically go like, it was true, wasn't it? We're just clones. We weren't actually Norman and Gwen Stacy's kids, right? And Peter goes like, it doesn't matter. Real or not, Gwen Stacy would have loved you either way. Basically trying to give him a little comfort at the end of all of this. Because Spider-Man's a good boy. So Norman busts in, sees Harry's dead. He's crying. Peter just embraces Mary Jane as Doctor Strange and Mephisto sit down and have a drink. And Doctor Strange just finally asks the question, okay, why the fuck are you messing with Peter fucking Parker of all people? Why? And so Mephisto explains, I am an eternal being of the universe. I can see the future. Okay, I can see my destiny. I see what awaits me, and it's apocalyptic. He kills all the superheroes. He's on a throne of skulls. He's won. He has Earth. And he says, I see the throne, my dominion, my reign, and then I see the one who ends it. And it's a picture of Spider-Man, just basically saying, if everything stays the same, I will win, but Spider-Man will defeat me, because Spider-Man won't give up. So Mephisto basically goes, so... And he does it many times, since before Peter Parker was even born. This was a predestined thing for Peter Parker to go through, to defeat Mephisto. So he meddles. He just basically fucks with Spider-Man's life just enough to mess with the goings-on of the future to avoid it as much as possible. Okay. So he messes with Norman, because that will eventually mess with Peter. He does all this kind of stuff. And Doctor Strange goes, you're lying. You've never just attacked Peter Parker. You've always gone after other people. And that's when Mephisto goes like, yeah, without going just outright saying it, he basically goes like, yeah, that's why I messed with their marriage, because it got their kid off track, and so she wouldn't be born in a time to stop me. Because if Peter can't stop Mephisto, his kid will. And it's basically I took it less as no marriage, no kid, and took it more as no marriage, I push back the kid. I made it so it's harder for it to happen. You know? And basically saying like, yeah, no, all that kind of stuff. As Peter and Mary Jane head to their apartment, they wake up in the morning and they do some web slinging. They get to the top of a skyscraper and do a heartfelt kiss. Basically, like cementing, like, one more day isn't undone, but functionally it has been removed from importance. It's a footnote now, not a major chapter change, essentially, in Spider-Man's life.
It is such a fucking cop-out. Fuck off.
I do appreciate that they actually tried to give Mephisto a motivation behind it now.
I mean, like, that part's fine, I guess, but, like, after decades of fans asking for it to be undone, to half-ass it like that comes off as even more of a slap in the face to me.
Yeah, but I think it sets up, like, at least a good bedrock going forward and do all that kind of stuff. We can move forward now where one more day is the equivalent of, like, the identity thing that Spider-Man went through in the mid-90s, where Spider-Man got accused of murder, so he had to make a bunch of superhero identities. It's a fun little footnote to talk about, but it's not that important.
But it's still not going to make all the people who rage quit during One More Day come back. Like, Linkara's still not going to catch up after this.
No. And honestly, at this point in time, that just feels kind of like principled but foolhardy. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, sure, you got your principle, but like at this point in time, it's null. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, they basically went like, yeah, we're just gonna fucking ignore it, essentially.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not personally mad about this. I've never had a dog in this fight. I've never particularly cared because I wasn't around when the marriage got ended.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the principle of the thing just bugs me. Because it's like, if you're gonna go that far, it's like you gave everybody an inch, and we've been asking you for years to give us a mile.
Yeah, so who knows, especially with the next status quo that they're going to be dealing with. But we got two backups for this issue. One to kind of give us a cool little palate cleanser, which I think is a really good, cute story. It's Peter visiting Uncle Ben's grave, and a neighbor comes by and goes like, "You're Peter, I remember you as a kid," and they start having a conversation. And they start catching up with everything, and it goes like, you sound just like Ben. And it's like, what? Ben always tried to help everybody in the neighborhood as much as possible. He was always taking responsibility. And basically, they have a little conversation of this kind of stuff. And then Peter remembers, oh, like, this guy was an alcoholic that Ben knew when he was when Peter was growing up, that just kept falling off the wagon to the point where he just wouldn't sober up. And he tried to protect this guy's wife and kid from his drunken ravings and all that kind of stuff, and they got into a fist fight, and Peter's like, yo, bro, if you're here to fucking essentially metaphorically piss on my uncle's grave, fuck off. And the guy goes like, no, I am here to finally thank your uncle. It took me too long to do what he knew I should do, but he puts a sobriety chip on the gravestone and goes like, I have been sober for 1 year. I wanted to give it to him. I saw my granddaughter for the first. I saw my grandson for the first time in years. And basically, it goes like, your uncle gave me the inspiration for years to come. All that kind of stuff. And Peter goes like, yo, I'm sorry it blew up there. My Uncle Ben couldn't be happier that you're trying to be better for him. As they come to a realization that being responsible is a good thing, and helping other people is good.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet. It is, yeah, it's really good. It's a nice little palate cleanser. We got a comedy thing of like all the big major Spider-Man things. So like Origin, Sinister Six, Quitting, Friends, Gwen Stacy dying, Venom symbiote, Clone Saga. And then we just bum rushed the last 20 years of like Totem, Iron Suit, Mephisto, Doc Ock.
So it's like any other fucking autobiography.
Yeah. And
you get up to the 2000s and it's like, and then other stuff happened.
And then we get another backup where we see a woman in prison named Janine. The guards call her Elizabeth Tyne, and she goes like, call me Janine. And the guard goes like, I'll call you whatever the fuck I want, just come with me. And they go like, you have a visitor. So she gets to the visitor thing, and she goes like, and they like talking to them, and she goes like, hey, you were arrested for murder all these years ago. We've been assured that your last idea wasn't what. Basically, we have a client who's basically, we're pulling some strings to get you out of jail. You're gonna walk free. All this kind of stuff. And you're all that kind of stuff. We've taken great pains, move heaven and earth to assure you'll be living the life of Riley. And her eyes wide open, and she goes like, as she walks out of the prison, and she sees Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, right there, goes like, hey, it's me. It's Ben. And they hug and collapse on the ground. as they swing away, because this was the woman that Ben Reilly fell in love with in the prequel they wrote for the Clone Saga.
What the fuck, dude?
She hasn't been around since the Clone Saga. They're bringing her back for the Ben Reilly shit they're doing in Spider-Man.
That is insane.
I love it. This is my kind of dumb bullshit.
I was gonna say, that is such a Boingo core move.
Because, like, they get out of prison, and, like, it part of me wants to go, like, hold on, I'm about to try and send you the picture on Discord. So you're not going to be on screen for a bit.
Okay.
Because that's the only way to really do this. Come on. Paste it, you son of a bitch. There we go. As they swing away, and essentially, part of me thinks this next run of Spider-Man, we are going to get essentially 2 versions of Mary Jane and Peter Parker dating. Because once you see what they look like, you'll go like, oh, she's just another Mary Jane.
What the fuck? She just looks like Mary Jane, but with facial features I like.
Finally, a Mary Jane for back.
Now I can simp over someone from every corner of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but no. That's kind of how Nick Spencer's run ends, with basically a lackluster version of Mary Jane and Peter Parker getting together, and then a slightly better version of Mary Jane and Peter Parker getting back together.
Just, he went out with 2 thumbs, he went out with 2 fingers held way, way up.
See you later, I'm going to Substack.
Figure this shit out, fuckers!
Overall, Nick Spencer's run is middling with some high points. I'll say that.
Simping strikes a game.
Are you ready for the book that you're gonna go, fuck, you read that?
Oh, shit.
I read Darkhold.
What the fuck is Darkhold?
Darkhold is a mini event that Marvel is doing involving a bunch of magic.
Well, that's fun. I can jive with that. I like magic.
I'm not sure how you're gonna vibe with the plot. Doctor Doom.
Right.
Hold on. I'll explain it. Doctor Doom finds the Darkhold. The Scarlet Witch wakes up and goes like, Doom, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And Doctor Doom goes like, bitch, I do. I'm Doctor fucking Doom. He goes to the other dimension and she goes like, fuck. We need the people who fought the Darkhold in its original thing, so we gotta get new champions. Okay? So, we get, based off like the tarot, they're tarot-esque things. So, we have like...
There's not enough of that going around.
It's tarot-esque. It's not actual tarot cards. So it's like the Hunter, the Stoic, the Fool, things like that. Like, some of them are, some of them aren't. So the team she assembles through magic is Iron Man, Spider-Man, Blade, Black Bolt, and I can't remember the last one. I think it was Captain Marvel? Hold on, I'll check real quick. It's Wasp. It's Wasp.
Which one?
OG, original.
It's Janet.
Yep. So it's Iron Man the Dreamer, Blade the Hunter, Wasp the Artist, Black Bolt the Stoic, Spider-Man the Fool.
That's cool that they made Wasp the artist.
Yeah, because she's a fashion designer.
Yeah, and that was something we didn't do a lot with until the last I want to say 5 years.
Yeah.
When I first noticed them doing stuff with that.
But basically, they're all going like, all right, cool. Scarlet Witch needs us to help her with some magic shit. Most of them are okay to go. Black Bolt goes like, guys, the Inhumans are still dead. I'm the king. I gotta fucking deal with this shit, man. We're still recovering. And he's doing it in Inhuman sign language. Yeah. It's been like, what, a couple months in universe, though?
Fair enough.
So like they start signing, doing all that kind of, and then Doom shows back up from the fucking other dimension and goes like, fuck, that shit was heavy. Fuck. Okay, now I know better. I'm gonna go back there and fight better. All right, I'm gonna be good. And Scarlet Witch goes like, you are a fucking idiot. Stop. And he goes like, no, bitch. And so the plan is, the thing that they need to do in order to go to the other dimension and fight the fucking evil magic shit, they need to read a little bit of the Darkhold so they can be, for lack of a better way of describing it, they can go a little bit Lovecraftian mad.
Okay.
So they start reading it, do all that kind of stuff. You need, like, basically, she's going, like, you need to sympathize, you need to understand the Darkhold to kind of get it. And she goes like, all right, cool. And then they turn into fucking evil magic versions because they read too much. You okay there, bud?
I'm just, this show is so fun.
Oh no, you're gonna love their designs though. You're gonna love them. I'm sending the splash page of their designs to you. It's sending. Don't worry. That's the designs.
What the fuck is this goddamn Age of Apocalypse core bullshit?
Look at fucking Iron Man.
I hate them. I hate them. No. Who wrote this? Who authorized this? Who's the project head?
Also, so the audience can see what Vac is seeing. That's the image I just sent
fuck
to
these
Vac.
guys. Fuck these guys. Fuck them. I don't like them. Dan Yoon, don't fucking make legends of these. I swear to God. I know your design sensibilities. You make legends of these, I'm a fucking stone Hasbro headquarters.
Yep. I'm gonna continue reading it just because I'm fucking morbidly curious of what's going on.
Oh, yeah, Lord.
I mean, someone has to. But yeah, Darkhold.
Are you going to be reading the Ben Reilly ASM? I meant to ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the new ASM.
All right, remind me when it's out. I do want to try it.
So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 issues story. So it's Darkhold Alpha, Darkhold Iron Man, Darkhold Blade, Wasp, Black Bolt, Spider-Man, Omega. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Obviously.
I mean, there's some stories you can, like, immediately peg of figuring out what's going on with it, you know? So let's talk about the next book that is on the red list. I read, Beast Boy Loves Raven.
Oh, did that finally come out this week?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I meant to read that. How was it?
It was good. It feels like the first half of a story. and it desperately needs a sequel. Because they're in Nashville, they're waiting for Slade. They run into each other. There's cute, meet cute. There's adorable dates and all that stuff. Spider-Man's always been a harem protagonist. Saki, what the hell are you talking about?
That's literally the plot of the entire Stan Lee one.
Yeah. But no, Beast Boy and Raven have some cute shit. Then they get kidnapped by the group that Slade is working for. And it turns out that Damian Wayne is on the case trying to solve it because he also got wrapped up in Slade. And he goes like, I need to save that weird fucking boy and that goth chick. Let me go do it. And Raven's foster sister's there and goes like, hey, yo, let me help. And he's like, all right, cool. And they start awkwardly flirting. And then they break into the facility and they have some cool fight action-y bits and they escape.
I see you, DC. I see you trying to bring in a little bit of that Damian Raven romance from the animated movies.
No. It's not Raven. It's Raven's foster sister.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're bringing in this character to serve that role.
As they escape, they go into the forest and they start, they set up camp and go like, all right, we need to figure out what we're going to do. As Damien and the foster sister fall asleep in one cot, and Beast Boy and Raven just look at them and go like, they would kill us if they knew that they were spooning in the night, wouldn't they? Yup. Pull out phone, take a photo. And then they have a cutesy little teenage romance moment of like, hey Raven, I'm gonna kiss you when I count to 3. If you don't want me to, stop me. Which I think is a cute way of showing continued consent, you know?
Yeah.
That's a cutesy way of showing it. And then the book ends on them kissing.
Oh. So it's very much a part 1. It's not just it feels like it needs a part 2.
God damn it. Make Persona like Spider-Man game. You know what? A traditional turn-based RPG of Marvel characters and Spider-Man's like the protag, that'd be fun. Spider-Man, Black Cat, or the Rat Lady, damn it.
Queen Vermin in the MCU. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Or Lady Vermin.
Well, there is a Lady Vermin in 616. It's just that she's an actual rat with human intelligence, not a rat person.
Oh, wow.
But with the way they're doing the High Evolutionaries minions now, we could get a unlimited Lady Vermin. It's not entirely impossible.
Yeah, just fucking Hawkeye that shit.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. But then we both read Darkhawk.
Yeah, Darkhawk was pretty good. They're moving a lot faster with the story than I thought they'd be.
Oh yeah. Also, I fucking love and hate the cover.
How so?
Because the cover shows like, oh, the spider signal in Darkhawk's ready to fight off Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales shows up for 3 panels.
See, that was what I liked the most about it. I was like, they literally just baited Miles fans. That's great.
Yeah. That's why I say it's like, I love the cover. It looks amazing. But that's like old school comic clickbaitery, you know?
I really enjoyed the scene at the start with him taking medication with his dad trying to comfort him. That was really interesting.
Yeah,
Not seen something like that in a comic.
Yeah. Evil flirty ladies are my kryptonite. Aki, are we gonna have to make a checklist for you? Because we got one for Vac.
I mean, Black Cat is pretty aesthetic, I'll say that.
Yeah. Aki, does Mystique fall into that? Just wondering, just curious. But no, the story is basically Darkhawk is going to go get some sneakers. Everybody's trying to go like, hey, no, just because you're sick doesn't mean you can't play in the NBA. Someone else did. Oh, God. Did.
really obscure guy did.
Hey, but you're better than that, so you can probably actually do it, you know? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's revealed that the friend is a criminal, and he goes like, "Oh, what?"
And
Fuck.
he outs himself to the friend, which I didn't expect to happen. Like, I was like, okay, he's finding out the friend is a criminal. That's nice. But what the fuck? Like, I was not expecting him to power it out.
And then they have a whole argument. Give me the thing! No! You're a bad guy now, but I want the thing! And he can't get the thing, and the crime boss of the dude goes like, "You didn't get the thing." Bang. Oh
The
no.
friend's fucking dead.
Friend's fucking dead. Kyle Higgins and killing a main character in the very beginning of your superhero story. Name a better combo.
What's this? Also, Aki confirmed for Mystique Sim.
Nice. We'll get to some Mystique shit later, Aki.
Oh yeah, I saw that was out.
So yeah, no, Darkhawk is good. Darkhawk's good.
Nice.
Now, Marvel, give me Sleepwalker.
It'll happen.
Thor, issue 17 by Donny Cates.
Okay.
Basically, Thor's having a little family reunion with Odin and his mom and Angelica. Angela. Why did I throw a C in there? Angela. And they have a little fight, and they're going all that kind of stuff, and then Angela plays the older sister and goes like, "Stop being a fucking baby, bro. Stop." And eventually Thor and his mom have like a little conversation, and Thor goes like, "Hey, the fucking Jason Aaron run," and they go like, "Yeah, the fucking Jason Aaron run. So apparently I'm not your real mom now, you're the kid of the Phoenix." And Donny Cates then goes like, "Yeah, but we're electing to ignore that." And she just goes to him and she goes like, "It doesn't matter who you're from, you're my son. Fuck continuity. You're my boy." And it's like, yeah. And then the issue ends with Captain America calling Thor on his cell phone, because Thor's carrying a cell phone right now. And Cap goes like, "Hey, you know that hammer you left with us? It's gone." End of issue.
Oh.
It's a fun read. There's a panther with a Gatling gun on it. Not a Gatling, a minigun. It was good.
Nice.
It's just more Cates' Thor, which is always a banger. I read Wolverine.
What's the old Bubster up to?
Okay, remember the very horny dude from Ten of Swords?
Uh-huh.
Well, he's back, and Wolverine's been dealing with him for a little bit. So he's trying to find him so he can get the Maramusa blade, all that kind of stuff. And it's revealed that he's hiding in a pocket of Krakoa, and he has this little pocket because he's making everybody horny for him.
Oh, nice.
And it's like right at the gate between Krakoa and Araco, on like Mars. But eventually he gets the blades back and he sets them down on his room in the Summers house. Hold on. I can actually pull up the comic a little bit. So let me actually go through it because I'm trying to remember some of the things. Boop. Yeah, no, they have like a little chat in the bar on Krakoa, all that kind of stuff. And basically the guy goes like, "Here's what really happened. Here's all the information." And he goes like, "All right, cool. I'm going to use you. We're going to work together. And I'm going to bring you in as a hostage for the pirate dude I fought last time, so that we can, so I can get the blade I want, and you can get rid of the dude." And it turns out it was a double cross. They were working together to kill Wolverine because of the swords and everything. So Wolverine does Wolverine shit and is a badass. He gets the swords back. He then goes to Emma and goes like, "Hey, I took the pirate dude's ship because you guys needed a new ship for Marauders, didn't you?" And then he talks to Black Tom, and they find the place where the dude's living, and all that kind of stuff. And Wolverine goes like, "All right, cool. Hey Emma," and Emma comes in as a diamond, and he goes like, "Oh, cool, I can use my horny powers on her." And he goes like, "Why can't I use my horny powers on her?" And she's in diamond form, and she goes like, "We have so much to talk about. Killing my brother, destroying the Marauder, my logic diamonds." And basically, she grabs his chin like this. Actually, I can just show you. Boop. She does that to him, and he just looks like, "Fuck, I've met my match."
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Nice.
Interesting.
And Wolverine basically does some stuff, and we get some hint that the Hand are going to do some stuff.
Also, I just skimmed through Beast Boy Loves Raven. I love that fucking, in this comic, Raven uses Trigon like a goddamn stand.
Yeah, she can't do at the end of the book because Trigon escapes. Also, really enjoy the character designs for Beast Boy and Raven. It feels really contemporary, but it feels totally like them.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
Yeah. So do we just want to go to what Aki wants to talk about?
Hold on, we will get to it in a moment. I have... It's in order, everybody.
Oh, well.
It's in a slide order.
Excusez-moi.
Crossover. It's Donny Cates' image book. Hold on, I'm actually pulling up the book because I'm pretty sure this was a little bit more complicated than I remember. They do a really cool version of a Last Time On Screen where it's every single page of the comic. Like,
Donnie.
that's
Donnie.
so cool. This is such a cool idea, though.
It's just, goddamn.
Such a cool idea. As it's revealed that there's a comic book writer in high security prison that's basically going like, yeah, no, how the book before the Chip Zdarsky thing was supposed to end, they were supposed to be able to break out of the big bubble, and then basically the real world would have superheroes, and it's a fun, cool thingamajig, yeah. All that kind of stuff. And they're going like, Jesus Christ, it's scribblings, whatever. As basically our main two characters go like, "You're a comic book character? Yeah, I didn't tell you because you'd react like this." And they're freaking out, and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. He goes like, "I'm not bad, am I?" And then the detectives from Powers show up.
Hey.
And they go like, "All right, kids, you're under arrest. We're fucking taking you in." And Comic Lady goes like, "Fuck it, I have Valifax. I'm gonna fight you." And they go like, "No, you're not." So they arrest him and take him to the government facility. And basically the big fucking dick on campus goes like, "All right, kid, I need your help," to the dude. And goes like, "Why do you need my help?" "Because you need to talk to a prisoner." And it's his dad. The guy who told him to torch the fucking comic book store.
Oh.
And that's the end of the book.
Interesting.
So who knows what's going on there. I'm excited because I've been enjoying crossover. I think there is just... No, the next thing is Inferno. Inferno number 1. It is not going in the direction I thought it was, because basically the book starts up with Magneto and Charles going to Moira and going, "Hey, everything we've done seems to have, like, made everything go faster. Like, Nimrod's online, all this kind of stuff." And she goes, like, yeah, well, you haven't been listening to me. And they're going like, yeah, we know. That's why we're here now, to apologize and listen to you. And she goes like, all right, cool. Well, we need to figure things out. We need to shake things up. We need to get Mystique off the council because she wants Destiny back alive. So we need to do something. You need to fucking shake it up. So get Mystique off the council.
Does this acknowledge Wanda being back at all?
A little bit. It does a little bit.
Okay.
And basically, hold on. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Give me a moment. In fact, I'll just boop. Inferno. Hey, look at that.
Comic.
Of basically, Emma is resurrecting some people to me, my X-Men. I think it is Charles and Magneto, because something happens.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric. As basically Wolverine, Kid Omega, and Domino are infiltrating an Orcus facility to try and kill Nimrod, and all the humans are going like, yo, something keeps trying to come in and kill Nimrod, and they keep failing, and we keep learning, but they keep coming at it, and they're not doing anything different, almost as if they don't know what happens. They're starting to theorize of the resurrection protocols because they have like 12 different Wolverine skeletons now.
Oh, shit.
So they're starting to figure it out. Then we go back into a previous timeline, and we get a fuller scene of the time when Moira cured Mutanum, and Destiny and Mystique basically go like, yeah, don't do that. We're gonna kill you. And it really shows that Destiny is very vindictive about this whole thing, and like it's not as cut and dry. Moira was a lot more vindictive about it as a possibility of like why everything's going on, trying to give some hints of like maybe everything's not as we thought it was, and maybe the whole thing of Destiny isn't because precogs and all that kind of stuff. As they basically learned that
Wait, hold on. Sea-Dog VA's in this issue?
What?
There's a monkey.
Oh, fuck off. But basically they're trying to find some portal, and they go like, hey, we know we can track all the portals, but there seems to be a thing that's wrong. And they talk to the horticulture, and they go like, hey, this thing's wrong. And they go like, no, it's not wrong, it's just two portals in the same location. So it makes it harder to track. And they go like, fucking shit, we need to fucking get on Paris. All that kind of stuff, and there's priority and all that. And then Moira talks to Charles and Magneto and all that kind of stuff, and she's basically bringing it back. And she goes like, you've been following me and all this kind of stuff, all this conversation. Then listen, for God's sakes, because I'm done being ignored and hidden away. Agreed. Okay. Regarding Nimrod and its temporary Orcus masters, the clock we are running against is most likely measured in years. It will become more and more difficult, but there is time, and with time we can also grow stronger, spread out, and execute a long-term survival plan. But that only works if we're actually getting stronger and not being pulled apart, which brings us to Destiny. It has to be handled now, and any chance of her resurrection erased. Basically going like, okay, we need to nip this Destiny thing in the bud. As we get to the thing that was hinted at with I don't have any more tea. Hinted at that was that we know so far in Trial of Magneto. Magneto has a version of Cerebro. And Charles is going to Mr. Sinister and getting some DNA. And they're trying to figure out, okay. And the hint is like, oh, they're destroying it and doing all that kind of stuff. I will not accept her breathing on Krakoa air. I want her gone forever, burned from all existence. With the emphasis on burn, as if, yeah, no, I'm doing this for mutant kind, but fuck her. Fuck her in specific. You know? As we see Cypher, as he wakes up, has his morning, all that kind of stuff. Kisses his wife on the forehead, as they head over to Krakoa, and they just hang out. It's the council. They do all that kind of stuff, and they basically Cyclops steps down as the head of the captains. He's still gonna be a captain, but he's not the leader in charge of them because he feels like he needs to be more impartial to be an X-Men. You know, as Bishop becomes the head of the captains.
Interesting.
And basically, they're using Psylocke as the new captain. All that kind of stuff, and they go off.
You're saying captain way too much.
Yeah, that's what they are. And so basically, they use that changing the guard to justify trying to change up the council. And they go like, "Hey, some of you might want to step down, but we need some new people in the seats." They go like, "Okay, so are you gonna tell us to step down, or do you want?" And they go like, "Hey, either way, I'll leave it to you." So show yourself short. As Mystique goes, "Hey, I know who can join the council. I offer a candidate for the council who sits in the minion of the mutant island Krakoa, come forth mutant," as Kate and Nightcrawler go like, "Oh, fuck." As a couple other going like, "Oh, this is interesting." And everybody's going like, "Oh no, what's happening?" Mystique kisses a hand. Charles and Magneto look fucking despondent. It's Destiny, and Mystique goes, "Shall we put it to a vote?" So Destiny is back.
Interesting.
I don't know if Mystique brought... What's the whole situation? We're gonna learn more. But yeah, no, that's Inferno so far. It's basically going like, yeah, things have gotten weird and fucked up. What do we do? Well, we're gonna do some things, but whatever we do, don't bring back Destiny. Destiny comes back. Womp womp.
Like Always Sunny title card joke.
Yeah. But that's Inferno. I have a feeling it's gonna be better as a whole. It was good. I'm excited for what's coming next. But this is very much chapter 1 of a multi-chapter book.
I also really dig the art in that issue.
It was good. But finally, the last book we're talking about tonight. Hey, tell us about Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Yeah, good old Superman, issue 3. This was a bit of a doozy because if I can get the fucking preview to open, Jesus. So we open up. There's a building collapsing in. I don't think they say what city, but some city. Big high rises collapsing, and we get this sequence of through the narration, John talking about sort of his affinity for his dad and how he thinks he has the coolest dad ever and all that stuff, while they're tag teaming. Saving all the people in the building. Basically, Clark holds it in place for as long as he can, while John goes and saves everybody. I count 472 people inside. Get them clear, John. I'll hold it as long as I can. And it's a really neat panel layout of him flying through the building and saving people. And he says he saves all 472 in 4 seconds.
Nice.
And then we find out the reason the building collapsed is because there's another new enhanced person on the stage, like the Human Torch-esque guy from the first issue. There's a new character called Fault Line, who is this black girl in a green costume who has weighs 50 tons more than she should, and she was dropped from an airplane by the people who made her, and it started an earthquake when she impacted, and she's completely fine somehow. So they take her to Star Labs to get checked out, and John ends up getting called away because the friend he made in issue 2 is holding a protest because they're trying to deport the refugees John saved in issue 2 back to their home country when they clearly don't want to go. And so we get this moment where John stands in solidarity with the protesters, and the police is like, we're gonna arrest all of you. and one of the older officers is tasked with putting the cuffs on John, and he's like, "I can't. I mean, you're." He goes, "I know who I am. Do your job." And he's locked up. But before he's taken away, a reporter comes up and asks him why he's doing what he's doing, and we get a another moment from this book that's been making the rounds because oh my god, it's so woke. John gives a speech. Superman was a refugee. My grandparents put their only child in a ship and sent him on a dangerous voyage. My father crossed an ocean of stars and he found a new home here on this world in this country. We found sanctuary. Or he found sanctuary. That's all I want for the Gomorian refugees. And we then cut to later that day when he's in prison. Clark shows up to bail him out, and he's like, "You can't, just because I have a famous dad, I can't be getting out early." And he's like, "No, no, no. The rest of them are going free too. It's fine." And Clark meets John's new friend, who's trying to Jay.
He's Hacker Boy.
Yeah, he meets Hacker Boy, and they hit it off. And Clark invites him to dinner at Ma and Pa's. And they go, and he fanboys over Lois because he's a journalism major, which is really adorable, honestly.
And Clark is just there going like, "Have you read any Clark Kent bylines?" No.
Well, that's the thing. I think he literally says Clark Kent is one thing, but Lois Lane, it's Lois Lane. Because we're still in a continuity where everybody knows the secret identity. But then we find out that it's time because we've been talking about a lot in Superman comics recently. John's been to the future. He's seen the point in history where Clark disappears from record, and Clark has to go off planet to help the refugees from War World. And supposedly this is the last time he's ever heard from in the Legion of Superheroes records. And so he's basically like, "I have to go. I'll be back. Take care of your mom, your grandparents, and all that." And John tries to talk him out of it. And Clark gives him a big old, "I believe in you, son. You're going to be great. I was the man of tomorrow. You're for the days after." Kind of a thing. And we then see... he goes back inside, and Ma Kent is like, "Your father will be fine, John. Your father will be back, John." And he starts to say something, and she says, "He comes back every time. You're not worried? He's my son. I'm always worried. But I stopped doubting a long time ago." Then Lois and Clark go on one last flight and sort of say their goodbyes. And we then cut to see, thanks to a little help from Henry Bendix, Fault Line is about to be dropped on Kent Farm.
Oof.
And that's the cliffhanger. So it's a very poignant issue. It's hitting on a lot of things this series has already done, but I did like it.
That's good. That seems like a solid track record for a Superman's sequel spinoff thing.
Yeah. I agree, Aki. That the Inferno does sound a lot like a true sequel to Hawk's Pox, probably because this is supposed to be the book that takes us into Act 2 of Hickman's Free Act plan.
Yeah, but the artist who wanted to collaborate with, from the beginning, it was always a collaboration, go like, "Hey, we kind of want to play in this playground a little bit longer." Mm-hmm. And Hickman goes like, "All right, cool." I'm
gonna fuck off the Substack for a year.
No, he's doing some Substack, but he's also doing some Marvel projects. He's still working it with Marvel.
Okay.
Apparently, he is going to be heading up a single book like he did with Fantastic Four and Avengers. So who knows what that's going to be.
Jonathan Hickman's Spider-Man.
Jonathan Hickman's Sleepwalker.
Jonathan Hickman's Eternals.
That'd be fun, but the person who's doing Eternals is doing a good job, so I don't want to...
Yeah.
wrestle it away from them.
Actually, you know what? It would be interesting to give Hickman Inhumans, considering their status quo.
That fucking vibes. Yeah, no, let's do that. Make the Inhumans actually interesting for once.
Oof.
Other than Miss Marvel, name an interesting Inhuman.
I don't disagree. I just love how blunt you are about it.
The Inhumans are great background characters, are great side characters. No one wants to fucking read an Inhuman book.
Their flavor.
Yeah. At best, you get a cool moment. A little bit of
extra spice in the FF stew.
At best, you get a cool moment with a character doing some dope shit and a plush of Lockjaw.
Yeah.
But no, that's all the comics we read in the week. Do we have anything else?
We did.
Well, that's all the comics I read in the week because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost as if I have nothing to do all day.
Well, I'm sure you'll fix that eventually.
Oh, it's getting fixed already. If you haven't, go check out my Twitter. You'll see a thing pinned at the top of my profile.
Mm-hmm. And we retweeted it on the Modular Twitter, at the Modular Media.
But in the meantime, why don't you tell the people where they can fucking find you?
Well, first and foremost, since they had to dip out early, let me go ahead and put over our boy Buster Corp. You can find their content, written analysis of tokusatsu and cartoons over at Buster Corp on YouTube, and you can follow them on Twitter at BusterBluey3. As for myself, I am the Vacuuminator. I do a variety of content. However, I can soft confirm at this point that the Day of the Dumpster review did well enough. We're heading into, it's going to be a series. I will be doing written reviews, scripted reviews, I should say, of every episode of Power Rangers. Going forward, no solid substantial release schedule. I don't know quite when I'm going to get the high five video out, but it is coming. It's on the way. As soon as I get the video I'm currently working on done, which will probably be about another month. And you can find that and my entire back catalog at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. And you can check me out on Twitter at thevacuuminator.
Alrighty. So hey, howdy. I'm Chris, a Boingo Writer Gaston. I make a variety of content on the internet. If you want my video essays and editorials, search for Boingo Writer on YouTube. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's Boingo_writer. Simple enough. You can also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. Tentatively, I have a feeling the schedule is good, and I want to keep it'll be able to keep up with, but it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday streams.
Basically every night we're not recording here.
Yeah. I have the time to do it. Why not?
No, fair enough. I mean, you've already got a bit of a following over there, so hopefully eventually you'll be able to garner a bigger one, and I don't know, maybe bring it over here, maybe monetize it a little more. We'll see. I'm looking forward. It's promising, and I'm happy for you.
I want to build a community, because building a community means building people who just want to work together and make shit and work and just go hey, look at this cool art I made. Mm-hmm. In fact, the stream Monday is going to be the first of my series of Let's Make Games, where I just try to make video games, having made only one kind of half-assed project once before.
And guys, this time he's gonna try.
This time I'm gonna try.
You got the reference.
But no, first make and then Tuesday and Friday are going to be my current ongoing game, which we are playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Which has been fun and fun to watch, fun to play. Good insights. Vac was there last time. I think he enjoyed himself.
Is good background noise for while I was doing work.
Eventually started interacting. Other people started chatting, and you were interacting with them, which was fun.
As soon as you got raided.
Yeah, rated by Elma. Elma's good people. But this Wednesday specifically, I'm going to be playing the demo of Fallen Aces. But Wednesday's going to be kind of a wild card, just anything and everything that I want to do. But
I don't know if I'll make it. I want to make it to that one because the game sounds interesting, or at least I want to see your reactions to it. But might be a little busy reading comics and watching wrestles. We'll see.
yeah. But that's ultimately everything I have to say. We've talked about all the promos. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this on Modular Media on the YouTube, hey, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. Thanks to all our chatters this evening. Drippy, Aki, Draken? Was that the other one?
Yeah.
Drake Drago. Thanks to all of you. Fuck off the one bot asshole.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they didn't come back and we had to full on ban them.
Yep. But thanks for all of y'all for stopping by. Yeah. If you're listening to this on a podcasting platform, hey, follow the podcast. It'll help us out. But in the meantime, do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Enough said.